First, I'd like to thank the Commission for allowing me this opportunity to speak today. My name is Carter Heald. I'm a 27-year-old Washington native, and I was a poker room manager at Silver Dollar Casino in Renton until its permanent closure this past month. 3 years ago, when I first walked into Maverick doors, I immediately fell in love with the close-knit community of great people that made up both players and staff alike. We had a strongly diverse group of hardworking and passionate staff from all different kinds of professional and cultural backgrounds that collectively contributed towards providing an amazing atmosphere for our players. As I mentioned a moment ago, Silver Dollar Renton unfortunately had to close its doors due to finding itself being unable to compete with tribal offerings, in part due to the restrictions imposed solely on privately held card rooms. My coworkers and I have all been laid off, with the lucky few being repositioned within the company at heavily reduced below full-time hours. In recent conversations with former coworkers, I learned that Maverick and other independently owned card rooms are expecting to have to close even more locations in our state, ultimately resulting in similarly devastating layoffs. Maverick and other independent operators have previously proposed changes ranging from ways to reduce cost of business at scale, as well as new ways to generate revenue that support the livelihoods of thousands of employed Washingtonians. In closing, I appreciate the opportunity to share my perspective today. I stand before you as someone who has experienced firsthand these challenges of these decisions impose on our community. I ask you to remember that every policy change affects not just large operators, but regular people of Washington who build their careers in this industry. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much. Moving on to the next person who has signed up to speak, Mr. Scott Meineke.
Thank you for allowing me to speak. Appreciate everybody's time. My name is Scott Meineke. I'm from Eastern Washington. I've been in the card room industry since 1999. I think we started out when I was in the industry, 147 casinos. We're down under 50, I believe. We slowly whittled this down to anything. We put up a great community. We do Maverick Cares right now. We've always, sorry, a little nervous. We've always been putting out, even before Maverick was around, we always gave extra money to the cities. We bought ballparks, pitching machines. The card rooms are just like anywhere else. We're a family. We deserve our time. We should not be squeezed out in the state of Washington. So thank you guys for your time. Appreciate you.
Thank you very much. Moving on to the next person who is asked to speak, Ms. Culbertson, Ginger Culbertson.
Thank you for allowing me to speak. I'm not as good at this as other people are. I'm very nervous, so I drank some notes. I started in gaming here in Washington in 1998. And I work at a little card room in Yakima, Washington. When COVID hit, we were dealing cards out in the tent, trying to stay employed and able to feed our families. And so many people had lost their jobs. And it's so heartbreaking because those are families that now don't have an income. So we're doing our best to try to do anything we can to help them. So back to this. Community business is where I work that works hard to offer a safe and enjoyable environment for our players. Before there was a state-ran self-exclusion, we had one because we do care about our players. We're not monsters. I'm here to discuss the growing challenges we face regarding self-exclusion and to raise concerns about the fairness of the regulatory landscape that holds us accountable while leaving the tribal casinos alone. If we're held accountable for self-exclusion and regulated by the state, I feel like they should be too. We're doing the exact same thing. It's only fair that we have the same playing field. Otherwise, all that's happening is our guests are being required not to come see us. They're only allowed to then go to the tribal casinos, which is exactly what's happening. We're seeing our people that we know there because they can't come see us. And that doesn't solve what you're saying you're trying to solve by the problem, right? So if you're saying that they have a problem and that they shouldn't be allowed to gamble, then they shouldn't be allowed to gamble anywhere in Washington State. In conclusion, we're all working towards the same goal to make sure that the gambling environment is safe and fair to all. But for that goal to be truly achievable, we need regulations that are fair and are balanced, ensuring that all operators, regardless of the size or affiliation, are held to the same standards of care. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
That's good.
I'm going to do better at working my stopwatch. I allowed Ms. Culbertson to go a little bit over, actually a lot of bit over. But that being said, moving on to the next individual, Mr. Cliff Berlin.
Well, I had like a 2-minute speech plan, so I tried to condense it as quickly as I could. My name is Cliff Berlin. I'm a 42-year-old father of 2 and a sole provider for my family. I've been in the gaming industry since 2002. I have 23 years of both tribal and cargo gaming operations. I currently floor supervise and shift manager at 3 properties and a day 1 Maverick employee. The thing I'm wondering is why the idea of centralized surveillance was shut down. So I sat and I really thought about it. And the only thing it would really do is streamline gaming agent jobs, make the most of their time. For instance, when an agent is doing an investigation on a person, going to multiple properties using fraudulent card, wouldn't it be nice for them to stop at one place to do the reviews? Then I thought maybe they're afraid of losing jobs like we are. But then that can't be, because we still need on-site regulation to make sure we are adhering to the WACs. Also, do you guys know how hard it is to hire a competent surveillance observer? It's tough. When you hire 1, you have to hire 10. 4 won't show up to do their gaming packets. 2 won't pass the background check. And the remaining applicants, you'll get 1 to 2 solid observers. If we had a centralized surveillance, we could put our best observers in one place, cut our labor, shrink compliance oversight, and bring anonymity back to observers that we just don't have in small car rooms anymore. There has to be a way that both the Commission and Maverick can work together to implement a plan to make this happen. I refuse to believe that there isn't one. In closing, I just want fair and impartial cohesion between the Gambling Commission and card rooms. I think the favoritism in the past for tribal gaming is blatantly obvious and unfair. It's consistently shown by denying us additional revenue streams like sports betting, letting us implement cost-cutting measures such as centralized surveillance. These choices, when made, hinder us economically and affect over 1,500 people. I feel like the things that our company does, you guys don't see or care about. I'm proud to work for a company that gives hundreds of backpacks to unprivileged kids who don't have school supplies, so they won't be embarrassed on their first day of school. I grew up poor and I know exactly how that feels. Also makes me feel good to see cards wrapped around the block with people without us wouldn't have a proper meal of Thanksgiving we should all have. Where we are. The owner, when he took over, he never once fought the union. We now have pensions and health care. But if you guys keep denying us these privileges, you're so quick to grant the tribes, you're going to regulate 1,500 hardworking casino employees out of ours and yourselves to the unemployment line, because without us, there is no gaming commission. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you. The next person on the list is Taylor Rose? Ray. Sorry.
Thank you so much for hearing us out. I know most of us came from the same company. We're all pretty concerned about the self-exclusions. I work in marketing, and most of the people here also work in more managerial roles like GMs, AGMs, dealers, floors, so they really get to see and know a lot of the customers that come in day to day. We do a lot more than just gambling. We throw a lot of events, and so kind of knowing our customers and getting to know them on a day-to-day basis and throughout all these events, when people lose, sometimes they get mad, they get a little emotional, and they definitely self-exclude. But what people might not know is that when we see these customers out in the street, when we keep in touch with these customers that we've gotten to know, we know that they're still gambling. They're just not gambling with our casinos, and it is really discouraging to see people that maybe they do need the help, but not, they're still gambling other places. So I think it would be really fair if we didn't have self-exclusion just for programs. Thank you.
Moving on to Natalie Kester.
Keister.
Keister. Okay.
First off, I'd like to thank you, Vice Chair, for the time to be up here. I'd like to thank you, Commissioners and Madam Chair, listening online. I see across this room a lot of faces right now, people that I have worked hard with to provide a safe, legal, and fair place for our patrons and our Washingtonians to come into and get out of the world that right now, with uncertainty, with the things that are going on and the places that they can choose to go. They can go to a safe place with us and gamble with us, or they can go to other unsafe places and other avenues. So with that in mind, I'm sorry, I just, I'm going to read from this so that it's runs smoother. I'm sorry. Madam Chair, Commissioner, Vice Chair, WSGC staff, thank you for your time and this opportunity. My name is Natalie Keister, and I was born in 1977 at Deaconess Hospital in Spokane, Washington. I spent my childhood going to school, working on a farm, playing cards at home at night after dinner. We didn't have cell phones, laptops, or even personal computers at home. We had a black and white TV. And my brother and I would be super excited when our parents would rent the VHS player for the weekend. My parents, not only through playing cards, through sports, and working on the farm, always taught me honesty, fair play, and to search for the higher road of integrity. I read, it is not possible to teach anyone anything, but it is possible to arrange for someone to learn. This is a quote from the WSGC, the Card Room Employee Orientation. This is why all of us are actually here today, is to put a face to the jobs that you significantly impact through your votes and your decisions here in this room. On March 15, 2009, I became a licensed employee, licensed Card Room employee. The income from this job put food on my table and supports my ex-partner and I in raising our son, Alexander, which just graduated from NASCAR Technical Institute with full honors, ranking at the top of his class. This job has provided me with much more than the words that I can express.
Ms. Keister, I hate to interrupt you, but I've let you go 2.5 minutes, and I'm trying to be fair to everybody. Yes, please.
These jobs truly, truly matter, not only to the people in this room, but to the Washingtonians and to you here in the commission, I believe. And the jobs and the staff, and with the uncertainties coming up, every decision you make, I ask that you make with the consideration, does it affect our jobs? And put a face to those decisions. I thank you for your time, Madam Vice Chair, Madam Chair, and Commissioners. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on to Ronnie House.
Good morning. I want to thank everybody for being here. The self-exclusion. It's not fair to the card rooms. I've been in this business for 17 years, and who is it being fair to? I think the self-exclusion limits us. We're already at a disadvantage being a small business, but I think this handicaps us even more. Listen.
Thank you.
Thank you. Moving on to Mike Kitchen.
you for letting me speak. Just to let you know, my name's Mike Kitchen. I've been in business 27 years. I opened the first casino, Freddy's Casino. I have 6 kids. I personally have been affected by the slowdown because of I got laid off for 3 months last year. We get customers coming in all the time that either the husband wants to gamble cards and the wife wants slot machines, so we have to tell them, or someone wants gaming bets, sporting betting, and all that stuff, or people who want to come in and just to eat, but they self-excluded themselves, so they can't even come in and eat, have drinks, maybe not gamble, but just hang out with their friends, and they all have to go to them, even though that one person has self-excluded. So the other thing is, we are losing union jobs. It's very hard for unions right now. And every time we cut customers out of our business, we are losing more union jobs. And not only that, but we have a lot of minority workers who can't get jobs for us. I thank you for letting me speak. And I personally have seen the business go from huge amount of business to, I just left our work today and there was 1 table open and 4 dealers on that tables. So, thank you.
Thank you for your time. All right, the next person is Ryan Christensen.
Hello, my name is Ryan. Been in the business 25 years, Tacoma resident. I wanted to talk about self-exclusion real quick. I hear the words public health and heart, and I find it disingenuous because from a personal experience, I go down to Emerald Queen, I go to tribal casinos all the time, and I run into our customers down there. If it was a public health thing, we would want for those people to get help. But in turn, the reality of the situation is we have 38 card rooms in the state. A person can be mad at one person, mad at one situation. They sign this list. Now they are banned from every single card room, but yet they can go to the tribes. If they want to ban themselves from the tribes, they have to go to each individual location and sign their self-exclusion. I've talked to people personally that said they don't have time to do that. They come to our place and they sign it, and they think 9 times out of 10, they think that they can't go anywhere. Even when we've explained it, I have explained it to people multiple times that this is, a ban. And I agree with the self-exclusion. I just don't understand 2 parts. I don't understand that they can still go to tribal casinos. And I don't necessarily agree with the state legislating where I can't go. We might have a problem, but I mean, with all things in leisure and recreational activities, we do realize that there's sometimes it's too much and we need a break. And I feel that as adults, we should be able to petition to come to you guys and go case by case and say, hey, I maybe made a mistake. I would like to reduce this. I'm not saying get rid of it, but a 10-year ban, a 5-year ban off someone having a bad day, a bad night, having a family member bring them in and want them to do this, it's devastating. I mean, thank you for your time.
Thank you. All right, moving on to Eric Person.
Hey guys, Eric Person. First of all, I love you guys. Speak your heart. It's when Commissioner Ibsen says that his job is to not help struggling card rooms, I think he's missing the point. And when we're talking about a superior technology that better protects our consumers or customers, like centralized surveillance, and you're texting Commissioner Lawson talking about Aaron Flagler is going to help you with your confirmation vote. We know that because of FOIA. You're smiling. You're smiling. You're conflicted out. You're taking tribal money proudly. They're our competitors. Muckleshoot and Elm Queen put in 800 million last few years between Lakewood and Tukwila. This is down 40%. And so
Mr.
while-
Person, you are at 57 seconds right now, but I am going to stop you right there simply to say that unless you can present evidence of the allegations that you're making,
They're on my phone right here. This is your text message. You remember this while you guys are talking about centralized surveillance? Go ahead. You don't think we're going to FOIA everything? You don't think there's going to be a lawsuit coming? You don't think we're going to have your personal emails? You don't think we're going to have all your cell phone? Mr. Charles is smart. You're not. You're a grifter. You're grifting through the political system. And you're laughing.
all right. Well, with that, yeah,
You're laughing, but you have no chance of becoming mayor of Tacoma. And I doubt you're going to have much, support.
Mr. Person, we are not here for personal attacks. If you have public comment as to the business of
And I'm
the
thinking about
commission that
two
took today,
commissioners who are have a conflict of interest. The state legislature hasn't held a confirmation vote, and they're hoping to have the assembly end so they can serve another year. And I'm doing that because they're taking active efforts to kill your jobs. To kill your jobs.
all right. Well, with
Where are
that,
the Teamsters?
I will give you your 3 more seconds, but I'm
You're
not
going
going,
as far as I
I'm
am,
not
and
going
go
to,
pretty damn far.
I'm not going to
It's okay,
allow,
Commissioner
I'm not
Lawson.
going to allow the commission meeting to devolve into
But now that
allegations.
you have evidence, what would you like to say?
I don't even know that that text exists other than on your phone.
Very good. Don't worry,
Yes.
you'll be hearing from me.
Commissioner Charles?
Thank you, Mr. Person, for your comments. However, I do not think that it is the purview of this commission to only make decisions based on one business interest. I do not think it's okay for you to come up here and attack commissioners either. However, we do want to figure out ways to work with you because these jobs are very important. And I do think we want to talk through more issues, but who wants to work with somebody that comes up here and attacks them and threatens lawsuits and does that sort of thing? I just find that to be, that's irresponsible and it's not good for a leader.
Out commissioners who shouldn't be on the commission because they take money from tribal.
That is your personal opinion. We appreciate your personal opinion. However, in the meantime, please do not come up here and make a scene. This is a professional environment and you do not need to come yell at people. We appreciate your time. Thank you very much.
It's just beginning, Michael. It's just beginning.
Is that a threat, sir?
It's a promise.
Okay. Understood.
You're not going to.
All right, with that, I would like to close, I would like to close public comment.
Can I say something?
Clients do.
Sure.
What am I talking about?
I'm sorry.
Maverick. What are you talking about?
I'm sorry.
More money from Maverick.
We have one last individual who would like to.
Yes.
And then anyone
good
that's
morning. Thank you for your
online
time.
as well.
My name is
Okay.
Garrett Okahara. I work for Maverick Gaming. I'm a member of management here for the company. I just want to address a couple of things, and I understand you're saying that not to make unsubstantiated comments, but I want to address Mr. Ibsen, if I could. You made a couple of comments about self-exclusion, right? You're saying you shouldn't pass something that's only going to profit us, okay? But what happens to tribal entities? When we don't allow our patrons to come in, but they can go to tribal entities. Is that the same spirit? I mean, that doesn't make sense. You also said that a patron can self-diagnose themselves and identify that they have a serious problem, right? That's to me a little bit crazy to say. How can we say that a person is a diagnose themselves? It's not coming from a certified health individual, right? Saying that they need to exclude themselves. People make decisions in the heat of the moment, okay, in this business. They may have lost their rent that day. They may have lost their car payment, okay? They make decisions sometimes, but we should have the right to be able to change our mind if that's the case. We should have that choice in America, right? People should have that. It shouldn't be decided upon by you, say whether you can come back or not. It Should be that. That's all I want to say. And another comment about the centralized surveillance that you made, that you listen to the staff, right? The input from your staff, make your decision on things. Did it happen with centralized surveillance? Mr. McGregor answered every concern you guys had. He had no issues with it. I don't think you listened to your staff at that point. That's all I have to say.
Thank you. With that, we have a couple of hands up online. I can't see far enough to be able to call on any names.
If I may, Vice Chair, I can see the names, Laura Bullinger. Sorry, tongue tied there.
Okay. Ms. Bollinger, would you like to speak? I am going to allot you the same time period that we allotted others.
Yes, my name is Laura Bollinger. I am the Teamster Union representative for Teamsters Local 117 and the exclusive bargaining party for the members who fall under that jurisdiction. I just wanted to come here and speak to the commission in hopes to help you understand the importance of these union jobs to my members and all of the members who fall under the statewide Maverick contract. These jobs provide retirement security and medical and other benefits that they have previously never provided and are very important. And we'd ask the commission to help reconsider things like centralized surveillance that could save this company money and allow them to keep facilities open and keep these jobs intact and keep these members with the security that they have now with a pension, which is unheard of, and so that they can go and live a happy retirement and relax after working a long career in this industry. That's all I would like to say.
Thank you. And we have another hand up. Can you?
Christian Hill.
Christian Hill, would you like to speak? Christian Hill? Okay.
Christian Hill here.
Okay. Mr. Hill, would you like to speak?
Yes, I've seen a lot of players come up to the podium at Aces Poker Room confused on the sales ban. It's really disappointing that all the comments have come in after you guys have voted. And it would be totally fair to allow after a year to be reevaluated for people that have been self-banned. I, for one, don't want to lose my career. This is not just a job, it's a career. And I feel that it's unfair that Mr. Pearsons is giving 1 minute to speak when he put his whole team together, at least 15 different casinos, to get on buses and get us involved and help us help the homeless and help the kids when they go for the backpack rides. Mr. Pearson gets a bad rap on television, but when he is there with us in-house, he takes care of his employees, and we need more people like him that aren't allowing the tribal casinos to be the #1 look instead of taking care of small business. Thank you for your time.